Julian, where does this Bodo Glimt success rank among underdog stories in the UCL?
Very high.
Very high.
Very high. I read a stat today. The entire population of Bodo could not fit in the San Siro.
Wow.
44,000 people is less than what can fill the San Siro.
That's crazy.
It's insane.
So the entire population can fit in the San Siro.
Did I butcher that?
I think you said could not fit in the San Siro.
I absolutely butchered
So
that.
they can
Wow.
fit in the San Siro.
What a fantastic start to the return of the podcast.
It's rust. It's okay.
yeah. Yeah, the entire population of Bodo could fit inside
That is crazy.
the San Siro.
Wow.
It's mental. It's mental. I think we were talking about before that this is the first ever time a Norwegian team has won a UCL knockout tie, and that is crazy.
Ever.
I know. And it's very indicative of the problems in Serie A and just Italian football in general. Inter's a joke. Juventus are a joke.
Yeah.
Atalanta are almost jokers.
I mean, yeah, we'll get into
Napoli are a joke.
we'll get into the Serie A topic a little further in the episode. But
We will.
The fact that Atalanta is the sole team representing that league is says a lot.
I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. Welcome, everybody. Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back for the first time in like a month. The 6 Yard Box podcast, ladies and
It's been a minute.
gentlemen. Myself and Antoine are coming off our 1 month hiatus covering the 2026 Milano Cortina Winter Olympics, but we could not be happier to be back here in the studio talking to you about some footy, and we have completely been keeping up with it.
Absolutely.
I think especially you.
That
You worked the overnight shift, so at least when you got off, you had some time.
I had
to,
prime
like, just
footy
some,
time before
Were you
bedtime.
falling asleep?
So
to
it
footy?
was I would get off at 3, and
Yep.
at 3 there's the 9 p.m. games over there. I
Yes.
think, or the 8 p.m. games, whatever time they
Yeah,
play.
yeah, yeah.
So perfect time for me to watch a primetime Premier League game before bedtime.
Yeah.
So I would watch
At
it.
what time
and
was
then I would sleep.
bedtime?
Bedtime 6 or 7 p.m. It was honestly it was more fun than I had expected.
Yeah.
It
Because you
was-
kind of get used to it.
You get used to it.
Yeah.
The only one thing is when you have your day off, then you get cooked the next day.
Yeah.
But honestly,
Yeah.
I was messing with the schedule. It was good.
For me, I would start my shift at 11. So, like, when the games were, like, in the thick of things, I was kind of in the thick of things and I
Yeah.
couldn't, like, pay attention to anything else. It was good. It was the only time in my life I've been grateful for a Man United 7:30 a.m. kickoff because it was perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. You wake up at 7 because I'd always have to wake up at 7 because I needed some hours like to myself before I started my shift. And then they play at 7:30. Game ends at around 9:30, and then you head to work at 10. It was perfect. But for the majority of like the Champions League games, like most 3 p.m. kickoffs, like City versus Liverpool, I couldn't really pay that much attention to. Arsenal, maybe bottling the league, a 2-2 draw at Wolves in dramatic fashion, couldn't really be locked into.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just say I had a lot of studying to do over the past couple of days. I think I've caught up pretty well, kind of like collecting my thoughts about the football world over the past week.
Yeah,
I'm
definitely
really
been
excited to-
consuming way too much sports. Niche
Favorite Olympic
sports.
sport? Go.
Oh my god. I liked alpine skiing, free skiing. When they do the flips, that was cool.
I freaking missed those ones because they were always on
They were in
at
the
like
morning.
5 a.m.
Yeah.
or some shit.
No, it was good. It was fun. It was a good experience.
Shout out Lindsey Vaughn.
Shout out for her recovery.
Yeah. Yes. It's in like
Shout out Megan
Oldham.
Oldham. Shout out
Shout
Megan
out
Oldham.
Megan Oldham, man. Shout out Miguel
Beating Eileen
Kingsbury.
Gu. That's hard to do.
Eileen Gu. Yeah.
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 Yeah. Shout out what's that other
Alyssa Liu.
Alyssa Liu.
Yo.
Wow. Aura. You like
Aura.
heard of like her story?
Yeah, she quit figure skating. This is a figure skating pod, apparently. This is an Olympics pod. Sorry for anyone expecting
No,
footy.
we chop it up here at the
Um,
6 Yard Box Pod.
But yeah, she quit the sport because her parents forced her into the sport. And then once realizing that she was low-key made for the performance life, she's like, fuck it, I'm going back in, but under my rules. So she tells her coach, like, this is only going to be under my rules. I'm not going to be forced into anything I don't want to
fucking
do.
love that shit.
And then she's back and she
I
wins
love that
USA's
shit.
first gold medal in figure skating in
Yeah.
the short program, I think in like 40-something years.
Little asterisk
Mm.
that Russia's not there,
Yeah, apparently they're
but
they're
we'll give it to
decent.
them. Yeah, and then their little hockey team won too. Which is cool.
That we don't talk about.
Yeah.
That's
That was a brutal end to the Olympics.
yeah, it was bad. I
That
mean,
was, yeah. But anyways, football is back.
I'm glad it's just straight footy now.
It is, and
From
now
now to the World Cup and beyond.
I know. This was like the biggest month of our career. Could we say it's the biggest month of our careers?
Probably in
Yeah,
terms of
Probably, but in 3 months it will be by far the
By far and
biggest month of our careers. We have the World Cup here on home soil in 3 months' time. It's an insane thought to have. So if anybody is like watching now, going like, "Oh my God, they're just winter sports fans now." No. We are locked in.
Footy
and
before
there's
anything.
a ton of content coming over the next couple of months.
Absolutely.
And there's some serious stuff that you're not going to want to take your eyes off of. So stay tuned. if
Look
you're
at you
watching.
promoting the
And that
brand.
is the end of the Winter Olympics talk. Can
No
we
more
agree?
talking.
No more.
Olympics. We're done.
No more.
There you go.
Let's talk about the Champions League. Let's talk about kind of the going-ons in the football world over the past month. And so I think there is no other place to start than the Champions League drama that's been going on over the past 48 hours. Do you want to start with Inter Bodo Glimt?
Yeah, I think apart from maybe Atalanta's comeback against Dortmund, actually, no, it definitely is the most impressive result
Yes.
out of these slate of games.
Yeah.
I think people don't understand how crazy this win is for Bodo Glimt. How crazy of an underdog story this truly is.
Not just winning at home,
Yeah.
where like, oh, it's in like the depths of Norway. It's on AstroTurf. You caught them when they were away from home. No. They then went to the San Siro and they did the exact same
Well,
thing.
you're talking about a team with, I think, 9 out of 11 players from Norway. And it's not even the biggest Norwegian players. They're not
Yep.
talking about Holland, Odegaard, Nusa. You're talking about Jens Peter Hodge, with all due respect, without this competition, or before this competition, for casual watchers, no one really knew who he was.
Yeah.
He's, in my opinion, their best player. He balled out. But you're talking about a team with 9 out of 11 Norwegian players. The other 2 are, I think one's a Slovenian player and one's a Danish player in that 11. In a world of football where you need so much diversity in your squad, so many players that grow up learning a specific skill, like the Spanish midfielders, you know how they are.
Yeah.
In that world of football, to do what they're doing, to beat the Scudetto winners and
Yep.
favorites right now, and the UCL finalists from last year, it's an incredible achievement. And to do it the way they did it too, with margin, the only true time in the 4 halves that they played that they were in trouble, I think, was the first half of the second leg. It's incredible what they did. It should not go unnoticed just because it's a round of 32 game.
Yeah.
This team is serious. People cannot take this team lightly, because if they do, going to Norway, playing on that synthetic pitch in that cold, then they'll make you pay.
100%.
It's as simple as that. They will make you pay. I think they play either Manchester City or Sporting. If they play Sporting, honestly, I give them a good chance.
Yeah.
Even if they play City, look, they beat City earlier in the league phase.
They did.
Why
I
wouldn't
forgot
they do
about
it again?
that, actually. Wow. I have built a new appreciation for Norwegian sports over the past couple of months. Obviously, it was high, but then like
We said no more Olympics.
I know,
It's too late.
But I think this is I want to give like some love to like how that country just runs all of their sports, because obviously we know in the past couple of decades they've gone from like minnows in like whatever. It's one thing if it's like alpine skiing, whatever. That makes sense. It's freaking Norway. But the progression of the soccer program, the football program of the past couple of months, the past decade especially, is crazy,
Yeah.
dude. Well, like they're nobodies. They're no in terms of like football relevance on the world stage, in terms of like Europeans, in terms of the impact on European leagues, they're nobodies.
They are nobodies.
But all of a sudden, like they're massive, and now it's even spread out to their domestic league, putting on massive performances with mostly Norwegian players, killing teams that were just in the UCL finals.
And this is this is great publicity for these players for the World Cup. I mean, how many of these players in this team have elevated their chances of making that Norwegian World Cup team?
True.
It's
Does
crazy.
this make you more scared as a Frenchman?
As a
that's
French,
gonna
as a
play
Frenchman, I
Norway?
mean, I wasn't too familiar with their games. I was
Me
familiar
neither,
with
dude.
the Hollands and the
Me neither.
Odegaards, but shit, I'm gonna have to worry about a few more players in there.
Yeah.
It says here, I have a little stat. It says Bodo Glimt became the first team from outside Europe's top 5 leagues to win 4 straight Champions League games against Big 5 league opponents since Ajax in 71-72, which was the Ajax, the Ajax under Total Football, the main Ajax.
Can you say that again? I need
Bodo Glimt became the first team from outside Europe's top 5 leagues to win 4 straight Champions League games in a row. Straight Champions League games implies that it's in a row.
Yes.
Against Big 5 opponents since Ajax in 1971-72.
What?
And that Ajax team is known to pioneer like total football. We
That's
know
fucking crazy,
It's
dude.
insane. It's a crazy achievement.
Wow.
It's a nuts achievement.
And Ajax back in those days, there was no big 5 leagues, and Ajax and the Eredivisie was
Yeah, they were the big
the big
dogs.
time leagues. Yes.
Yeah.
Wow. Damn,
Insane.
that is actually kind of fucking
Like,
crazy.
let's not diminish this achievement just because it's some round of 32
Yeah.
game that maybe Inter didn't take as serious as they should have.
Yes. Well, I mean, kind of going off that point, as we were just bigging up, I guess, Norwegian football as a whole, how they're set up.
I think it's time to
I
diminish
think
Italian
this.
football.
I think we gotta go to the other side of the coin now and talk about Italian
Oh my
football in
God.
general. How that whole country is looking. I suppose.
What an embarrassment for Serie A. An absolute embarrassment. The round of 32 in the Champions League served as awful publicity for the entirety of the Serie A. For the legitimacy of that league, Italian fans they want to rip their eyeballs out in front of those 3 games.
I mean, this is not the first, not the 10th, not the 100th nail in the coffin when it comes to Italian football. I mean, this is the thing. Like, Inter Milan this past weekend had a game against Lecce, and they fielded their strongest team because to earn anything in Serie A at the moment, with how that league is built, how it's monetized, making the Champions League is basically the only way as a Serie A team you could earn any bang for your buck. Like the way that league has handled TV deals, how teams make money at their stadium,
it's been atrocious.
It's a disaster. And it's the root cause for why Italian football, the Serie A, has gone on such a decline over the past couple of years. Like Como, one of the best Cinderella stories across Europe right now. They have like, what, 1 Italian on their team?
Yeah. And I hear Como, they're really they're pioneers in terms of trying to change the landscape of how things are done over there.
They're the richest club in Italy. They're run not like a Serie A club.
Did you
to be
see
fair.
there's a news article that was going around where they hired 2 football Twitter scouts.
I did see that. Yes.
They hired Twitter scouts
Yes.
to scout for their team, which is crazy. Like, this is the type of stuff that is revolutionary, that really publicizes your league.
Yeah.
But the things that we haven't, that's the things that we haven't been seeing from any other team in Serie A. You were talking about the biggest league in the 1990s and the 2000s,
100%.
without a doubt.
If you name it your
Even
all-time
before
Serie A team, it might beat any other top 5 leagues all-time 11 out there.
Absolutely.
In terms of history, in terms of pedigree, in terms of the players that have played in this league, I don't think Serie A is beaten by anybody all time.
But now,
Now,
is it reasonable to say that the Serie A might be the 4th or 5th out of the top 5 league? 4th or 5th place out of the top 5 leagues?
I don't know if you have any legs to stand on wearing a PSG kit. I'm sensing some bias here.
Well,
I don't know.
you look at representation in the Champions League in this tournament.
Yeah.
You have, I think, 6 Premier League teams. You have 3 La Liga teams. You have 1 Norwegian team. You have 2 Bundesliga teams, and then 1 French team.
Yeah.
So the minorities are the Norwegians, the Italians, and the French.
I would say overall, Italian, like the Serie A is, I would still say the league is narrowly ahead of Liga, and I would
100%.
still say it's ahead of the Bundesliga.
I think so
now.
too.
I think, but Italian football, including the federation and the national team,
We haven't even
is
started
what's
with the
really
national team.
in shambles.
Uh-huh.
Again, like monetization for every team across the league, terrible. Just touched on that. But what that does now, clubs earning less money. Oh, we need to now take money away from our academy. Oh, we can't put as much of the funds that we're making into grassroots football. Plus, even think about it, Antoine. Kids growing up, coming through for Italy right now as youngsters,
Who are they looking up to?
have not yet seen Italy ever play in a knockout World Cup game.
That is so true.
Ever.
Wow.
Every single young Italian kid trying to make it through in football right now has never seen Italy play in a knockout World Cup game.
And at that stage, who do you look up to as a kid?
You hear-
Which Italian giant do you look up to, or like big player?
Yeah.
Who's a big Italian player that a kid growing up trying to emulate would look up to?
Exactly. Bro, the Tottis, the Del Pieros, the Cannavaros, the Maldinis of the world, those are fables.
Like, now they
to
have to-
kids growing up these days. They're fables to us. Bro, like we're talking about like, oh, kids growing up these days. We're fucking in that boat.
I guess so, yeah.
We are, bro. In our conscious lives, Italy have never been relevant on a World Cup stage. Never.
On a World Cup
Never.
stage, no.
World Cup stage. They won the Euros in 21. That's it.
Yeah. Final in 2012. They got fucked.
Yes,
Yeah.
that too.
But no, that's a very fair point.
Yeah, bro. 2010 disaster. 2014 disaster. So like, and then obviously since then, like, fucking terrible.
Who's their best player right now?
Nico Barella or Donnarumma?
Or Donnarumma?
Donnarumma, but like they're top 5 Italian players right now. You would say, I guess Bastoni,
Barella,
Donnarumma,
Donnarumma.
Barella,
Locatelli's playing well right now.
Di Marco. But then we're like, like we're scraping the barrel there a little
Yeah,
bit.
like who's?
Like Di Lorenzo,
I mean, and that's all midfielders and
Retegui?
defenders.
Retegui's
Retegui's
fucking
and Alcaceres
yeah.
over there. So
I just think like the whole system has been very maltreated for decades now. You could look back at Calciopoli for how terrible the league has been running now for years and years and years and years, and it hasn't been addressed properly. And you're seeing that on the continental stage for the clubs. You're seeing that on the national team level. You're seeing it in everything. I mean, this has been a conversation that we've been having damn near every single year for the past like decade or so, how Italian football has fallen. But I think this week that point runs especially loud.
yeah,
And yeah, like again, Napoli came 30th in the league phase.
and that's on Antonio Conte too. That guy cannot win a game in the Champions League to save his life throughout
Yeah.
his entire career too.
Yeah. And I mean, it's almost Antonio Conte is almost like the antithesis to what Serie A football is known for, like the slow, boring, possession-heavy style that almost seems outdated nowadays. I feel like it's kind of what Inter tried against Bodo Glimt in this game or in these games, but Antonio Conte is almost known for the exact opposite. But just here, it just did not work.
Yeah.
I mean, it's got McTominay agenda back. I don't know. I'm kidding. The
He
league,
still is a very, very good league manager. Let's not forget this. Just because he isn't a good Champions League manager historically in his career doesn't mean that he isn't one of the best league managers.
oh,
in
100%. He's
Serie A
one of
history.
like one of the best managers of our generation.
Yeah.
I'd still
Absolutely.
100%.
But it is true that he does represent that image of Italy or Italian teams in the Champions League with this Napoli exit, I guess you could say, or failed to qualify.
Yeah. I mean, it's all shambles. You know what I mean?
It's insane.
Inter,
I feel bad for the unks of the world that grew up on Serie A football.
well, who knows? Like in 30 years, the Premier League could be in the same boat.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Honestly,
they seem a lot more like financially stable and dominant right now. That could all change. Who knows? I feel like, especially over the past like 5 years, I mean, it's almost like there's no Big Five league. It's almost like there is like the Premier League and then there's like the other four. And I know that's incredibly biased because I
Although I do
mostly watch the Premier League and everything, and most people do. But I feel like that's indicative to what the current landscape is. When I was growing up, maybe like more than 5 years ago, I would tune into a lot more Serie A, a lot more Bundesliga, a lot more La Liga. Like I tuned into a lot of more of everything. But over time, it's just become more and more Premier League because it feels more fun to watch Premier League. The best players are in the Premier League. They're earning the most money. They have the best players. Again, they have the best teams. They're doing the best in Europe. And all the other four have completely fallen off a cliff.
It is true that the Premier League has a significant gap to the other leagues, but I also think that the gap between La Liga and then the three at the bottom
Yes,
is also there's also a somewhat big of a gap.
I agree with that. Yeah.
And I would love to make an argument for Serie A, man. This is
Again, we've had Blake sitting on this table, like really shitting on Serie A, and we're the ones going like, let's be nice, whatever. It's a historical league. Like the football is much better than it seems. But is he right? Maybe I don't know. I don't know, man.
Blake just hates on everything that's
He does, and I'm in the same boat as him. Where like I'm almost exclusively watching the
But
Premier
God
League.
forbid I speak bad about Victor Gyökeres.
Can we not talk about him today, please?
Maybe not
I
today.
think we need a break.
Maybe not today.
I've just had a month off of not thinking about Victor Gyökeres. I need more time. I need even more because I saw he did well against these relegation
and now
fodder.
they're using that to try to claim that he's somewhat of a good.
He doesn't score against the big six teams now. Now keep talking
Oh
now.
my
Keep
God.
talking
Yeah,
now.
they're 16th, mate.
Come on, bro.
Bro, he genuinely might be the 4th best attacker at Arsenal. Striker. The 4th best striker at Arsenal.
Bro,
I'm taking Mikel Merino over him. I don't care.
Fuck.
I'm taking Mikel.
Antoine, I don't like that point now. Not because I'm not saying you're incorrect, but I'm saying that we're gonna get a text at 1 a.m. from Blake saying,
hey,
Antoine, you freaking idiot.
hey,
And now it's gonna make him even more toxic when he comes back and sits on this table again.
Arsenal.
thank you for
Arsenal
that.
played their best football last year when Mikel Merino was at striker.
I don't know. Let's move on.
It's not a
please.
topic we should get into.
Let's move on, please. Yes, I mean Serie A is in shambles. Like we've known this again. Like Milan needed a striker. They signed Nicholas Füllkrug. Like these guys
And Mateta.
and Mateta. That is fair. But I mean, like I'm convinced Bournemouth would be at the top of Serie A at this point. Like we're genuinely.
They
Would
could do a job.
Bournemouth not make Champions League football if they compete in the Serie A?
Would Bournemouth not make Champions League football? It's possible.
I think they would.
It's possible.
I think they would, bro. I think Crystal Palace would. I think Aston Villa would. I think Brighton would.
I think if you have a brand of football that rivals the common brand of football in Serie A, you're bound to do well. Which is why we saw Bodo Glimt do so well against Inter, which is why we saw Napoli struggle so much against European teams in the Champions League.
Yeah.
And Bournemouth have that style of play, so maybe.
You've been keeping up with Ryan?
I have.
What
What
are
a
your
player!
what are your
Oh my God!
They got another one.
No,
man.
I'm a Ryan enjoyer.
Mm.
Ryan squared. Because I'm too Ryan, too Ryan enjoyer.
Apparently, it's multi-club ownership, like how he got there, or
With who?
like how Ryan got to Bournemouth.
With who?
I don't remember who. Or
I-
no, it was excuse me, it was Krupi Jr. That
Yeah.
was at Lorient,
Lorient,
and
yeah.
then
that is
also
true.
owned by. I
Yeah.
mean, they could both be multi-club ownership kind of deals there. I don't
Maybe.
know. I don't
No,
know
but
how it
Ryan,
works,
I mean,
but
I was very unfamiliar, and then he almost scored a goal against West Ham where he seriously took the ball from his own penalty area and dribbled all the way past to the edge of the other penalty area, and he hit the crossbar.
Yeah, bro.
It was crazy.
I know. He's
Like,
gonna.
I don't want to gas this guy to a level that he isn't, but so far from what I've been seeing in the Premier League, I'm pleased.
I'm looking forward to them.
I'm moved.
I'm looking forward to like keep watching them, seeing City buy Ryan for 100 million in 2 years. I don't know.
This guy, man.
Before we move off this Serie A topic, we do need to give love to Atalanta a little bit. They're
Yes.
kind of, the odd one out in this little hypothesis we got going here. They did come back against Borussia Dortmund today. They won 4-1 at home. Dortmund, crazy bottlers. Benazbani?
Ben
Is that-
Sabini.
Ben Sabini?
Yeah.
Fucking idiot.
Did you see the last penalty?
Yes, bro.
Take me
Bro,
through it.
He the ball is bouncing and this guy just he like kung fu kicks somebody in the head. What are you doing? He's bleeding all over the place. I don't know how they let that shit on TV. Like there's stupid fouls where you're a little bit like, "Oh my god, you're freaking stupid." Like that could be 50-50 whatever. But he literally committed assault.
You know what's crazy?
Live on TV.
The referee had to go to VAR to award the penalty.
What are we doing, bro? This guy is bleeding. And you're like, I don't know.
And it was a second yellow.
It was a second. No.
Yeah, it was a second yellow.
No.
I swear to God, it was a second yellow.
No, it was
I promise
not.
you it was. But the penalty though, what a pen.
It was a second yellow. Oh my god.
Yeah, no, insane.
The penalty itself, I didn't see, but Cole.
It was a great pen.
I mean, I think Borussia Dortmund are like having one of their best years in a while.
They're having a very
In the
weird
league?
season. Very weird season.
But nobody's talking about it because Bayern are also having their best season in the Bundesliga in a decade.
Mm-hmm.
And no matter how good Dortmund are, it kind of doesn't really matter.
Yeah, only one loss in the Bundesliga.
They've become very relevant over the past year. So, I don't know.
Yeah, let's move on from this. Bayern's goal difference in the Bundesliga is plus 64.
It's ridiculous, dude. It's just unfair.
And
It's
Dortmund
unfair.
have only conceded one more goal than Bayern in the league.
Wow.
They just scored way less goals.
Any other games from yesterday that you want to touch on? There was Atleti Club Bruges. It kind of looked shaky there for a moment.
Yeah, after the first half. Yeah, before the first half. Sorry.
It was
before the
1-1
second
for a
half.
little bit, and then it was
And then
a
Sorloth.
really good goal by Johnny Cardoso, and then that
Yeah.
kind of like kept going. And
Is he?
Yeah.
He's not American, is he?
He is American.
He is American.
He is American.
I thought he was
Yes.
Spanish, with a name
Well,
Johnny, I guess.
yeah.
Yeah. No, it was a good goal. I thought there was another American on the team. That wasn't him.
I can double check right now. If you
No,
fill
maybe
the
I'm
air for
thinking.
me.
No, I'm thinking of Lyon for some reason.
Johnny Cardoso is indeed
The only American.
of American descent. I don't think there's anyone else.
Anyways, hat trick from Sorloth, which was good to see. First goal was a little wonky. I think goalkeeper should have done better. Their third goal, so Sorloth's second goal, was a very good goal. Very, very good goal. Great interplay between Griezmann and Lookman. And then Lookman just squared it to Sorloth. Great stuff. I think, honestly, with this new addition of Lookman, Atletico could go far in this Champions League. They have the team to reach the quarterfinals, if not the semifinals. If they have a favorable enough draw, I think this team can really go far in the Champions League. And right now, I think they have one of the best Spanish center backs in the world, probably the best Spanish center back, in my opinion, Mark Pubil, who's been playing out of his mind. Like, insane. Every game he doesn't put a foot wrong. And I've been seeing the comps. I've been watching a few games here and there when I have the chance. Man, this guy, he's serious.
Really?
And so I'm keeping an eye on Mark Pubil for now.
Never heard of.
Just an eye right now. Just an
Okay.
eye on him.
Okay,
and then we might shift the second eye. And then we'll be fully in the train. But Mark Pubil, I'm watching out for.
Okay. Speaking of Atleti, I want your opinion on Antoine Griezmann potentially going to Orlando.
I mean,
soon.
look, I think it's the best thing for his career and what he likes as a sports fan and what he's always been like. He's an NBA fan, an MLB fan, an NFL fan, and he has had an incredible career in the football world. I think now that you're a bench player on Atletico Madrid, you're not as neat as anymore as you
Yeah.
were 3, 4, 5 years ago. I think it's the perfect move for him.
It's sad.
Why?
Like as a fan, it's
As a
sad
fan, it
because
is,
yet
absolutely.
another like great
Honestly,
of
bro,
the
as a fan,
2010s.
I want him to go because then I'd be able to see him live
You're
in
gonna-
person. Absolutely, I'm buying tickets. Orlando
That's a good
TFC, I will be there.
It's a good point, actually.
Yeah.
It's a good point. I think the dates for Messi coming to Toronto again just came out.
Really?
I don't remember the date,
Mhm.
but
Good to know. But no, yeah, I do want to see him in person before he retires. That's on the bucket list
that
for
would
sure.
be nice. We should all go again.
We should.
If you're not going with any like French buddies that also love him, I don't know. I wouldn't blame
No,
you for doing
I don't.
that.
I don't have any
Any fellow
any
Griezmann lovers.
enjoyers.
Okay.
No.
Yeah,
Yeah.
bro, we can go again. Hopefully, it's a better game than the last time.
It was a bad game last time. Although the VAR at the end kind of lit it up a little bit.
Bro, it was a last-minute penalty we lost on.
Yeah, but it was
It
it was a
I mean,
boring
even
game.
worse.
In terms of spectacles, it made it somewhat better.
It was pretty fun. Like
We
we were
were
in
in
like
good seats.
lower section.
Yeah, that was good.
Get a hot
out
dog and a
Blake.
beer. It was
out Blake.
enjoyable.
Yeah.
It was. So I would go again, especially if there's a good player playing. But yeah, let's go move on now to the games of today, where we had.
A few things to say here.
Let's talk about PSG.
Oh my god.
So you had to be saved by a dodgy red card. Your
Well,
thoughts
saved.
on
Dodgy red card.
that? I thought it was a dodgy.
Oh, like
red
in the second yellow.
card. I guess it was a second yellow. to
Yeah,
be
no,
fair.
it was
It's very
Hakimi. Was it Hakimi or Kvaratskhelia? Either way, Hakimi sold it. If it was him, sold it very well. Like he was moving triple axel Ilya Malinin in the figure skating competition at Milano Cortina.
He
Did you see it?
he fell.
Like he was doing spins like in the air.
Oh no, I know Quad God is great. Don't get me wrong,
No, I mean Hakimi.
but I also
Hakimi-
know Hakimi is very good.
on
Yes.
that second yellow, I think he like it shouldn't be a second yellow in my opinion. But that player should have had another yellow before that. So I guess it evens out. Ball don't lie.
I hate how tapped in I am on figure skating.
But no, like he sold it as if he was spinning like a figure skater. I swear to God, go back and watch it. Insane. But yeah, I guess you could say saved. At the same time, it was a tie game on aggregate before the
It was.
red card.
And then 2 minutes later, VAR scored a
Marquinhos
go-ahead
scored.
goal. Yeah.
Marquinhos scored that goal.
It was the 55th minute Koulibaly got his yellow, and then the 58th where he got a second yellow. I never like when that happens, especially when the second yellow is a little bit dodgy. I always like the ref to give like that final warning.
But the ref was Ivan Kovac, and we know how Ivan Kovac is as a referee. You don't fuck with him. That Bulgarian or Hungarian. I don't know. And I know you. If you've seen a picture of it
From Romania.
Romania, is he?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess you don't fuck with the Romanian.
Which is also true. Shout out Romania.
Shout out.
but I wasn't like as tapped in with this game. I was more locked on the Juve game, the Real Madrid Benfica game a little bit. But how was your overall like performance?
Oh my God, awful performance.
How worried are you?
It
going
seems like
into-
every game, every PSG game that I watch, the first half, I always tell myself the same thing, and it is that might have been our first or worst first half of the season. And every game, that same feeling replicates itself because every game we seem to be getting worse and worse in the first half. This PSG team is a reactionary team now for some reason. And it's absolutely disgusting. This shouldn't be happening. They are going into every game right now with the mentality that we're the European champions. We're better than these guys. This is a walk in the park. Let's move on. I'm sorry. 11v11, PSG versus Monaco. The only deserving team to go through to the round of 16 is Monaco. There is not a world where PSG, when the teams were 11v11, should be going through. Because they were outclassed in the first half of the first game and in the first half of the second game. After that, you're bailed out by 2 red cards, which were red cards, but there still is that asterisk that if those 2 players didn't get sent off at the time that they did, in the moment of the game that it happened, there's a serious question as to whether or not you are in the round of 16 right now. And I don't know if it's a mentality issue. I don't know if it's a fatigue issue, because we know that the Club World Cup is taxing a lot of players nowadays. There's a lot of injuries from the long season that happened last season. But it's a problem in this PSG team. And I think that some players need to look at themselves and remind themselves that just because you are a European champion, just because last year you ran over everybody because you were that good, doesn't mean that this season is going to be the same. It shouldn't be a reality that Monaco, 8th place in Ligue 1, after the horrendous season that they've been having so far, off a new manager bounce. Granted, he's been there for a little while now, I think 2-3 months, so he's had time to instill his tactics. It was the manager from Union Saint-Gilloise. So it's Promise David's old manager.
Yeah.
But they were successful under him. So he is a good manager, but there's no way that should be happening. There's no way that they should be giving you a challenge in the Champions League where you're so highly touted as defending European champions.
Oh, yeah.
It shouldn't be happening. So it's a disgrace. It's an absolute disgrace.
You're now going into a tie against either Barcelona or Chelsea.
And I'm very scared. I'm less scared if it's Chelsea, although there is still that factor that Liam Rossinier knows how we played because he's coached in Liga. So he does know us a little bit. But, I mean, in both situations, it's the same thing. We shouldn't be going into that game the way that we've gone into every Champions League game over the past month and a half, 2 months. I think we haven't won a Champions League game with 11 men in the last 4 or 5 Champions League games. In the last 4 or 5 Champions League games that we played, we've lost them or drawn them. We haven't won, apart from when it was 11v10 against Monaco in the first leg.
Interesting.
It's insane. It's not a good place to be right now.
I'd be worried for you guys. I am.
And
worried for
after
you
that
guys.
5-0 win against Marseille, I thought that we were gonna, restart the machine. I thought the players were gonna click again because the beginning of the season, I mean, it wasn't great, but I was telling myself, look, they've had a long season last season. They look tired as shit. They're gonna pick it back up. They're managing their load so that in the back end of the season, they're gonna be much better. But man, I'm still seeing the same things here.
Yeah.
Vitinha looks dead tired. He looks like a shell of the player he was last season. He's still showing moments of brilliance, but throughout 90 minutes, what is your backup plan when he inevitably gets tired? Because he's playing too much now. He is playing way too much nowadays. Full 90 minutes every single game, plus
You're not resting him in Liga at all?
barely. There's no clear plan without Vitinha in this team. It's scary. If Vitinha gets injured, PSG is cooked. like cooked. Don't
Yeah.
even think about. Maybe don't even think about Liga. Because now they're sniffing our butts over there too.
Fuck's sake, man. There should never be a scenario, I hope you know, where you're not thinking about, or
I know
you're
that.
thinking about.
And I
like, oh,
expect you
let's-
guys to really truly
Yes, and
get
you
at
would
me.
absolutely deserve it.
And I would.
Yes.
And I like to say when I'm wrong because it's all about accountability.
Okay.
So I would give into your pressure.
Okay.
But it's unbelievable. This shouldn't be happening.
Do you trust yourselves to kind of kick back into gear before the round of 16? Because look, like a year ago today, you're a little bit worried before the round of 16. It's against Liverpool.
It's against
you
Liverpool,
don't like
the
your
best
chances.
team in Europe. Absolutely.
And then and then a switch flicks.
I think the switch flicked earlier in that season against Man City in that 4-2 comeback in the second half of that game. We were 2-0 down, and then we scored 4 goals in the second half. I think from that point in last season, the switch truly flicked, and we truly started ramping up our game and getting the results, win after win after win after win. I thought the switch flicked after the Marseille performance when we won 5-0, and Dembele goes on in the press conference and says, "We're back now, like we're back to how we should be playing all this." I thought the switch flicked there. Seemingly it hasn't, but there are turning points in season. There are times where you can tell that teams click and they switch the narrative that is surrounding them at that time. I don't think it's happened so far. It better happen in the first leg of whatever team we play in the round of 16, because then if it doesn't, then I'm truly scared. I was seeing the headlines, by the way, after the first half. I was seeing both Champions League finalists from last year
Yep.
eliminated before the round of 16. I was seeing them. It was so predictable, but it didn't happen. Thank God. Oh my God.
All right, let's move on to Real Madrid beating out Benfica 2-1 today, 3-1 on an aggregate. It was Vinicius for the second time in this tie.
Baila!
I love Vini
Finally, bro. Thank God.
dancing on that corner flag. And
Thank God, bro.
even though I am a Benfica fan, not like, as in love as maybe like my other club, but there's a part of me where I didn't feel that upset about Vinny scoring in this game and then Real Madrid eventually going on to win the
It
tie.
would have been very weird to see the landscape of football if Real Madrid had gone out today.
If Benfica won this tie, it would have been a very weird feeling.
Absolutely.
Even as a Benfica fan, I'm not that upset.
It's like,
that they
what
went
do you
out.
do as a fan in that situation when your club is clearly defending
think-
a racist?
I think as a like if they won today, I wouldn't have been upset. Obviously, like as a fan, you want that stuff to happen. But seeing the behavior from not just the alleged stuff against Gianluca Prestiani, but then the club's
And the
reaction,
fans,
defending it
and
afterwards, and then certain
there's
fans
videos
as well.
of fans in the stands.
What
too.
Mourinho was saying after the game about
my
like our best
God.
player of all time is Mourinho.
Just
Like, bro, that's the
detestable.
football equivalent of saying you can't be racist because you have a black friend.
Detestable, bro.
It's detestable. There was a Benfica fan that went to the Real Madrid museum today holding bananas
Bro, are you
in front of the
serious?
team, in front of like a team photo
Holy
with
shit,
Vinicius
bro.
in it. I'm like, what the fuck are we doing? And you could talk whatever about, Prestiani's alleged actions are not indicative of the Benfica fan base as a whole, but in last week's game, there were Benfica fans being pictured doing monarchy gestures. I was ashamed to see that stuff. It literally like that disconnects me from the club. Not just the fact that whatever may have happened, whatever he said, she said, whatever, but it is the club's reaction after the fact. Horrible stuff, detestable stuff. Like that irks me so badly. And the fact that they were still holding on to hope that Prestiani would still play today.
That's the worst part for me. Is like you appealed the decision, the rightful decision that Prestiani should not be playing because of his actions.
Come on, bro.
Are you serious?
If your defense that he didn't say the N-word, he just said the R slur.
like, are you like
What are we doing, bro? Like, what are we
Like,
what are we saying?
what has football come to? What is this gimmick? What is going on?
I think Thibaut Courtois, was it today or yesterday, he said that players should be banned for saying anything like under the jersey like this.
Yeah.
Do you agree with that?
Well, I think some players genuinely do this to their teammates if they want to.
if they want to hide tactics, yeah.
If
Managers
you
do that
talk
as well.
like this to an opponent, then I don't see any other solution,
Yeah.
any other reasoning to you saying something offensive to that player.
Yeah.
I think Prestiani, deadass, should be banned from Champions League football in his entire career, as upsetting as that would be for some people and for him, because he is a very young player. But just to show, just for UEFA to have a stand that this cannot, like, it should be common sense in my opinion. But apparently they have to show this, that from this guy getting banned because of what he did, this is proof that you will pay for your actions.
Yeah.
And I think he should absolutely be banned just because of that. Not just for the stance.
Yeah.
I think he should be banned because what the fuck is he doing? Is he like? It's just. What can you even say?
Benfica's statement after yesterday's or last week's first leg was, there was no way that Mbappe and Vinny could have heard what Gianluca was saying from that kind of distance. Brother, they were 5 feet away from him. What are you?
You can't fake a reaction like that, by the
What are
way.
you talking?
Do you see the way Vinny reacts that quick?
Yeah.
Disgusting.
Deplorable stuff. Absolutely. Ugh. I know, man. Like, genuinely, it has, like, kind of, like, changed the way I see. Like, I've had a couple of those moments, right? Like, it kind of strikes me the same way. Like, it brings me back to the day the Greenwood stuff came out. I think we were in grade 12 at the time, whatever. But, like, that guy was, like, one of my favorite players, like, all those years ago. It was such, like, an out-of-body experience, like, having, like, that dawn on you that, like, you know, like, these millionaire football players, like, we shouldn't ever be looking up to these people.
Let's not put criminals and
Really.
racists. Let's not elevate them to a level.
Let's not pretend that some of these people can be, like, deplorable human
Yeah.
beings doing that shit. Like, it happens, especially when, like, you know, like, you have the ego the size of a hot air balloon, and you're in these emotional, you know, bubbles, and
Yeah.
shit can happen, and you probably need to be a little bit sick in the head somewhere to make it as a footballer, especially like as a top footballer. Like, you do have to have, like, at the very least, a crazy ego that may lead you to do some other whack shit. I don't know. It's
And there's also people like obviously Fabrizio Romano makes so much profit off of his Greenwood posts.
I didn't like how he
But,
covered
like,
the whole Prestiani
That's what I'm
thing.
saying, bro. This guy's posting Prestiani every chance he gets.
I didn't. Fabrizio Romano was.
It's like you're condemning a certain behavior, but you're also reminding everybody that he's profiting off of what Prestiani said, which is fucked up in my opinion.
Fabrizio
But then
Romano
again-
stocks have taken a nosedive the past
Absolutely.
couple of months. Him just abusing AI, the way he's covering this Prestiani and these Greenwood situations, again, like, profiting off of it, like you said, it's just breaking. Prestiani enters the pitch,
Like,
training at the
what?
Bernabeu. What do we?
Like,
why? Why does
bro.
that have to be news? The more you post about it, that gives every single opportunity for the stupid people in the comments to go, like, you should have never been banned, whatever. To just say, like, it just puts fuel on the fire, and it's just so. I just wish there are some things that we could just ignore as the football.
I think
world.
that's what.
And that is one of them.
Then again, we're talking about it, so what the fuck is?
That is true, actually.
Like,
But hey,
hey, we're not profiting off of it though.
that is true.
So
That is a good point, actually. Is there anything else to talk about from the Champions League? I mean, we
from the
kinda
game,
touched- from the games itself.
I was worried for Real Madrid. It seems very easy to create chances against Real Madrid, and that's what Benfica was doing. I seriously thought that at some point Benfica were not favorites, but they were looking like they were looking. They wanted to score the next goal at 1-1 on aggregate. I thought Benfica was going to score the next goal, and that Tchouaméni goal really does so
It's a
much
nice
good for
goal.
Real Madrid.
It's a nice
It was a great goal. That did so much good for Real Madrid because off the back of that, then you can slowly start to re-dominate the game. Even if Benfica had chances, it felt like that goal of qualifying for Benfica was so much further away than it was at 1-1.
Yeah.
And it killed all that momentum that they had from scoring that first goal with Rafa Silva. So that goal does very, very much good for Real Madrid. And then Vinicius dancing, I love it. I love it. How
wasn't-
dare Vinicius dance and and rile up his own fans. Like, bro, people that with that argument too, like, it doesn't make sense.
I know. I think it was one of the commentators like last week saying like, obviously racial abuse is horrendous, but you put
But
yourself in a bad
It's the
spot
but,
when
bro. It's the but. Every time someone says,
If you have
but,
to say
if
that
you
and
have
then
to
go
say
but-
then like, your whole argument is just nullified.
but he doesn't help himself. What do you mean?
There was a French commentator as well that said, "Oh yeah, well Vinny must have. There's no way Vinny didn't say anything either, right?" It's like, bro, we're talking about racism here. It's like,
Oh my god.
anyways, let's not take this whole block on that. But
Do we want to touch on the Juventus game that much against Galatasaray? The only thing I really have to say is that there are people surprised that Galatasaray got past Juventus. They shouldn't be. The better team won in this tie.
yeah, although Juventus looked like they were,
It did look like it was going to happen,
Mhm.
especially on 10 men. It was impressive.
it was Weston McKennie balled.
He did. He did ball. But the better team won. Simple as.
Can't say I watched this game in its entirety because I was a little
And
too
I wouldn't
stressed
be
on the PSG
surprised.
game.
Yeah, I'm not surprised by that.
I did catch the extra time though.
When it was 1-0, like when it was, what was it, 3-1
3-0.
on aggregate, Juventus need a goal. They bring off Jonathan David. I didn't like to see that.
Oh, I didn't see that either.
Yeah, and then they scored their 2 goals after that. So,
Damn.
yeah, I mean, Juventus are a very up and down team. Like, fully understand that. I mean, like, it's just
I hope that them not having to play an extra tournament betters their chances of making Champions League in this area.
they're unironically one of the more fun teams to watch in that league.
Crazy.
To be fair, but I mean, yeah, they've lost 2 on the bounce in Serie A actually.
Yeah,
So
we'll have to see. Although I
Yeah.
do want Como to qualify to Champions League because that would be fun. They're sixth right now, only 4 points behind
Yes.
fourth.
no, when did Inter jump 10 points
It
clear?
was. I think
thought
it was during
very
the
close.
It was during the festive period. I think where they just ran away with it. Well,
Damn, dude.
it's still not done, but they're heavy favorites now.
Yeah. Alrighty. I want to touch a little bit around like Premier League and stuff that we're more kind of like, I guess, tuned in with a little bit. But
Yeah.
just like overall happenings in the Premier League, how the title race is looking, you know, how a certain couple of teams have been doing over the past month. We have not made a video during the whole hype of United winning 5 games in a row and then getting bummed again. And then the haircut not happening and all the discourse.
You would have
around
been there for the haircut, huh? You wanted to see that.
I wanted it to be over.
Really?
I wanted
You're
the
on that boat?
circus to be over.
You're on that boat?
I'm not like I feel bad for the guy. I feel really
like,
bad
people
for him.
blaming him. Like, what is he?
Like, come on.
You
he
started
just-
this very
he started
innocently.
a
You guys just
series-
fucking suck. Like,
Yeah, I know it's not his fault.
yeah.
Yeah, but if you put yourself in his shoes, like Wayne Rooney, your childhood hero, is going like, I never want to see that guy's face ever again. He sucks. I hate everything he's doing.
Like, what?
I can't wait until the day I never have to see his grimy little face on social media. I'm like, whoa. But I do also
He said that?
like
not like that,
along
but-
those lines,
okay.
a little more scouse than that. But like, I do also think there is, like, there's a lot of like monetization around it, which kind of like, obviously get your bag, Frank. But
Frank? His name's Frank?
his name is Frank. Yes.
Wow. He doesn't look like a Frank.
What does he look like?
He looks like a Joe.
He looks like a Thomas.
Oh, it's good.
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
No,
I think
he must be
there's-
making crazy money from that though, and especially on that stream,
100%.
or like the everything leading up to that 5th game. Oh my God, he's making bank. I was seeing he was collabing with PK. He was collabing with Kings League, I think, something crazy like that.
Yeah.
Insane.
Yeah. They are insane. It is very like very, I guess, like monetizable. You know what I
Mm.
mean? Like he was like, West Ham game in 2 days. You know, I'm sponsored by Microsoft Copilot to see what these different hairstyles would look like on me. And I was like, that's great. That's smart as hell. Get your bag, dude.
Mm.
I understand how that could rub a couple of people the wrong way, but hey,
What do you want him to do? Not benefit off of this?
true.
It's not his fault.
You know?
He's smart for doing it.
That game against West Ham was the one and only Man United game that I had on in the office during the Olympics, and I was going a little bit crazy. I was very pissed that we didn't win that game. Although Sesko bringing that one goal back was very good.
Yo, Sesko scoring every game, it seems. Little super sub here.
Hey, man.
Better than York, easy.
I don't know if he got the haircut before we stopped potting, but I remember telling you he's got the fresh trim bounce.
I remember
Like
that.
he looks like a striker with that haircut.
Yeah.
With the buzz cut, he looks deadly. If I was a defender coming up against that guy, if he had like the slick back, it's like, all right, look at this hot shot. He's got the buzz cut. Oof.
It's the R9, bro.
Yeah, bro. He's good. He won us another game at the weekend. United are looking decent right now. I do think we're punching above our weight. I do think we're playing better than our performance, or we're getting our results are better than our performances would suggest, especially in our past four. But hey, man, I'm not complaining. I just really hope that there's some talk about a new permanent manager pretty soon.
You're still not Carrick.
I'm
the
still
whole way
not
through.
Carrick. I'm still not Carrick.
Wow.
I don't think I'll be Carrick.
Why is that?
Because it's just a repeat of the whole Ollie thing. It's like, it feels lazy. It feels, uncreative. It feels too basic. Oh, he's got the Man United DNA. He might be tactically inept, but, he knows what it means. What does that mean? What does that mean? Like, we've been on this ride before. We have played this game before, and I don't want to play it again.
Fair enough.
You know what I mean? It's new manager balance. It's great. It's working right now. It is very reminiscent of Ollie football, and Ollie football cannot last you 2 to 3 years as a project. It cannot. It cannot.
I hear that.
So I love what I'm seeing right now. Let's just ride it out, get in the Champions League, bring a new manager in, and then kind of build on it. That's where I am right now. We're also giving way too much analysis to Man United right now, I recognize. But hey, I want to touch on the title race just a little bit before we wrap this episode up.
Yeah.
How are our feelings around it? If you had to make a prediction on what's going to happen at this current moment, like, where are your feelings at?
For me, it's very clear. Both teams need to win every game remaining. If City wins every game remaining, they're champions. If Arsenal wins every game remaining, they're also champions.
Really?
Yeah, because they play each other.
Yeah.
Oh, you're being sarcastic.
Yes.
Okay, gotcha.
Yes.
I think City have a bigger chance of beating Arsenal than Arsenal do City. It's gonna be decided in the other games, in the games where, I don't know, like when City scored 2 or 3 in the first half against maybe, I think it was Fulham, and then they completely lost track of the game in the second half and they lost points. It's gonna be those games that decide it, in my opinion. Or like when Arsenal were up against Wolves and they completely crumbled, lost 2 points off of that.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be off of that.
Yeah.
But I don't know. What Arsenal showed against Spurs is very reassuring, because that was going into that game, like, you almost thought that Arsenal would crumble even further just because of what they'd shown in previous seasons when they were getting a little bit of, they were starting to struggle a little bit, but they showed heart. They played well, although it's a 16th place team. It's not. I mean, at the same time, Wolves is a 20th place team, so you can't.
Yeah.
But it's just really hard to predict right now, because a week or 2-3 weeks ago, when Arsenal were 7 points, 8 points clear, I thought they were just going to run away with it, and now suddenly City are back.
I know. I don't know what to think.
And
of
then when
City
you
right
think
now.
City are back, they end up shitting the bed in one of their performances, in a half,
Yeah.
and they drop points.
I still think Arsenal win the league. Am I still 90% like I was 2 months ago? Am I still as confident as I was 2 months ago? No. It's almost like, are they particularly scary? No.
The
Not
brand
really.
of football sucks.
Honestly, if I'm a team coming up against Arsenal and it's open play, I'm not particularly worried about Arsenal at the moment. But the formula goes, if Team A is better than Team B, Team A will likely win. But it's almost like I feel like there is no Team A in the Premier League right now. There's no bona fide team that is playing at the level that would win you a Premier League title in most seasons. There's no like bona fide favorite in that regard. Like, Arsenal are not really playing in terms of form any differently than they were last season or the season before or the season before that. This is not the best version of Arsenal that we've seen over the seasons gone by. It's not. That is still the Arsenal of 2 years ago that got over 90 points and challenged City right to the very end.
Mm-hmm.
They are a worse team right now than they were at that point.
Agreed.
They are.
Yeah.
The stats back it up. The points on the board back that up. Whatever. Like if that team was playing in this league this season, they would waltz the Premier League. They would. Like City are. Like my thing with City is there are way too many questions. Like they are improving. The past month has looked better for them. They've had good runs of form before, and then you have those performances that remind you of how fragile they are. You know, are they still going to have games where they give up way too many easy chances, some gimme goals? Are they still going to have games where they're opened up way too easily? Are they still going to have moments where when the going gets tough, they're too reliant on Erling Haaland to be their sole goal provider? I don't know. I
think they've added pieces. Or they've added a big piece in the winter transfer window. Mark Gahey has been crazy good. He's been so good.
That's the counterpoint.
And Rodri has returned at a level that is the Rodri that we are accustomed to, and that
I haven't seen it as much
against in their last game against who was it against?
They just played against Newcastle.
He was good. I thought he was very good.
Fair.
So as long as those pillar key pieces play at the level that they should, I think City will win the league. Because we know how dominant City are in the last 10 games of the season. What do they call it? The Premier League has a
the run-in?
The run-in, that's what it is.
Yeah.
In the run-in, City are always very good. Historically, very good. 2 years ago, in the run-in, when Arsenal were top of the league before that, they won all 10 of their games, their last 10 games. They won all of them.
I don't like that narrative.
You give City a little bit of hope, and that's what Arsenal did, drawing to Wolves, and they will take that, and that's all the fuel they'll need.
I don't subscribe to that anymore.
You don't have to.
I've heard so much chat about, City are inevitable. They do this every single time. Are they? This is not the same City team of even 2 years ago. Kyle Walker's not there anymore. Kevin De Bruyne is not there anymore. Ederson, even Julian Alvarez, those were crucial pieces to that team. And then Bernardo Silva, Phil Foden, Ruben Dias, John Stones, nowhere near the level where they were even 2 years ago. And the team that has come in and replaced them, well, they're still very, very, very talented. Do not get me wrong. There's question marks there. You can't just apply the DNA that was there in place for the team that won 4 Premier League titles in a row to the team today. They're completely different squads.
For sure.
You don't know the running mentality that Ryan Cherky will be on, or that Nico Gonzalez will be on, or that Mark Gahey or that Antoine Semenyo will be on. You can't tell me that.
But I mean, from what we've seen in the last few games, all those players you mentioned, maybe bar Nico Gonzalez because he hasn't been playing that much, have all been on the upwards trend. Nico O'Reilly has been immense in his last 2 games.
Can you tell me for certain that he will keep this goal scoring run?
No, probably not. He probably won't keep his goal scoring run. But this entire season, Nico O'Reilly has been crazy.
He's been cool.
He's been the revelation of the season for Manchester City.
True.
He's been good. All these pieces that you would expect to be good year round, that haven't really been that good year round, are all now starting to get to the level that we expected of them. And when we expect that level out of these players, when the level that is expected out of these players is truly shown, they go on to achieve what they've achieved in the past. What Rodri has achieved with this team, what Haaland has achieved with this team. Haaland's been in a little bit of a slump, but he picks it back up. He's gone.
Yeah, true. Got a good assist at the weekend. I have more questions. I think there's more question marks around City. That's my thing.
Sure.
In terms of the personnel in that squad at this very moment, I have more questions of than this Arsenal team that have been kind of glued together over the past couple of years. I'm more confident that Arsenal keeps the run going. I think there's a more well-oiled machine at this very moment. Next season could be a totally different conversation. I just think Arsenal maybe are in bad form, but I still maintain that they are the better team and more well-equipped to win the Premier League.
I think.
Hey, between me and you, I hope I'm wrong.
You can say it louder. It's fine. A lot of people hope you're.
And I'm gonna get that 1 a.m. text from Blake today. That
if he made it this far in the pod, then fair enough.
Well, he is editing the shit. I would hope so.
Yeah, fair enough.
But it would be fun if Arsenal lose the league. And I will say, if they do lose the league, this is horrendous. They
The
are
bottle job?
100%
Yeah.
one of the worst bottle jobs in the history of the Premier League, only beat out by the last Arsenal team to bottle the league, not 2 or 3 years ago.
No,
I
I
don't
think
know, a
I think we'd
couple
have
of
to
times now.
group. I think we'd have to.
But this would be the
group
worst
this-
by far.
We'd have to group this era of Arsenal teams all bottling one by one into one big, and then it would become the biggest bottle job team.
Because I don't think they're as good next year. I don't think they're as good. I think the corner routine meta may be
Meta?
like it's not even not the meta. They're gonna patch it, bro. I'm telling you. No, but I think either IFAB takes a look at it and becomes more like they put more scrutiny on like surrounding the keeper in the box, because I think there was some chatter about that, or I think teams just might know how to counter it better. I've seen like some teams kind of experimenting with having more players outside the box, so that risks the counterattack more, and you can't have as many players attacking the box, and that kind of ruins everything for that kind of system, whatever. So teams might learn how to play against it better. They might kind of pick up the way so Arsenal doesn't have that corner advantage like they used to as much. Like it could be a million different things, like me and you like keep talking about the fact that they don't really have like a star to turn to this season besides Gabriel on corners. Like Bukayo Saka has not been the same player. He hasn't been the talisman that he was 2 years ago when they challenged City to the last day.
Yeah.
If they don't have that next season and the corner routines aren't hitting the same way, they're not going to be the same team. And then Man City are probably going to be better next year. Liverpool may be better next year, especially if City don't have a points ban by then, which they may. Then we're talking about even more of a challenge to Arsenal next year. So I don't know.
I mean, if they don't win the league this year, is Arteta even staying? Or like, I think they should keep him regardless of what happens. But I mean, the standards at the club now they're insane. So they might let him go. There's also question marks surrounding Pep next year. Is he gonna stay? There's a lot of question marks when it comes to next year. I think the next team that drops points that isn't to each other, like when they play each other, is not gonna recover from it. So they would concede the title. So if Arsenal,
you're seeing that game at the Etihad as a cup final.
I think so.
Maybe.
You don't?
I don't know. It literally just comes down to, you're away to Everton. The going gets tough. It comes down to a bounce. I don't know.
Fair.
I don't know, man. One more thing that I want to touch on really quick is how much of an embarrassment Tottenham are. We're loving it.
Yeah.
Thomas Frank, your number one up, finally got sacked.
My number one up.
Your number one up.
Why?
Because you were on that sack Thomas Frank train for a long,
Oh,
long,
well,
long
yeah,
time.
I think it was common sense that he should have been sacked.
I kind of agree with that, but, screw that guy.
I do feel bad for him.
I think I feel bad for any Tottenham manager.
Yeah. This is a career ruiner, to be honest.
Yeah.
Igor Tudor's next.
Yeah. Do you see like any kind of inspiration in that?
I think
appointment?
the Tottenham players aren't equipped to his playing style, which is very highly intensive and running in the entire game multiple kilometers more than they're used to. It's gonna be the same thing in my opinion. They're not gonna get relegated. I don't think that's a conversation, a true conversation that needs to be had, at least right now. But I don't think anything's gonna change under Igor Tudor. And he's just an interim manager, correct?
I think so.
Okay.
I don't even know who they bring in on a permanent. Maybe they go back to Poch. Who knows? Yeah.
Before
Have
the
we
World Cup or
potted-
after the World Cup?
Yes. Side note: have we potted since Mateta left Palace, and that whole kind of club is like
Yeah. We've talked about
in a
Crystal
mess?
Palace's.
We have?
Yeah.
they are a mess.
They are. Almost didn't win against Wolves. Actually, did they draw?
Wolves been doing better, man.
No, they won.
Okay.
I think there was a disallowed goal at the end. Never mind. They missed a penalty. That's what it was.
Okay. No FPL roundup today.
I mean, I'm still first. 11K in the world.
I missed the deadline last week, but I'm still third.
And Miles second. Blake fourth.
Yep.
We'll do the full FPL roundups.
We'll do the full thing. I feel like we need the other two guys here. We just want to get a UCL roundup in.
Yes.
And we also had an itch.
We did have an itch. But also, the UCL roundups should be a regular occurrence from now on.
100%.
Because
100%.
now it's crunch time.
This is our run-in
This is our run-in.
for the next 3 months.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Now that we're kind of done our whole like time with the Olympics. Like we kind of beyond that, at least like for me in terms of like school and course load and stuff, it gets very light now.
Yeah.
So I'm very excited to kind of lock in on this.
Good. I like
for
to
the
hear
next
that.
3 months,
I'd
dude.
love to hear that.
Seriously.
Yeah, I'm
dude.
really not taking the courses seriously, to be honest.
I mean, like, look,
Like, just do what you got to do.
You're working
Bare
you're,
minimum.
You're doing school to what? Work in sport media?
Yeah. It's like,
Just, come on, bro.
we dead ass.
All my bosses were like, look, the degree matters to get your first job in the industry, but once you have your first job in the industry, nothing else matters besides your experience in the industry.
Yeah.
And what are they going to do? Not give you a degree? Oh, but you still have experience in the industry. They can't take that away from you.
Fair.
Weird tangent I'm going on, but on that note,
It was fun. It was a good pod.
Episode 139
Wow.
of the 6 Yard Box podcast. And it was a 2-man, but still, I feel like an enjoyable one.
For sure.
I think we had some very valuable conversations on this episode. And again, very happy to scratch this itch. Our first pod in what feels like a month. And very much looking forward to keep grinding these out for the next 3 months and beyond.
Yes.
Antoine, thank you for
It's my
joining me
Yule
once again. It is my Yule time. It's
Stay
absolutely
safe.
my Yule time.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, I haven't done this outro in what feels like a while, but if you are listening on YouTube, once again, I want to thank everybody first and foremost for sticking with us. If you have not watched us in a little while and are still clicking on our episodes when you see it in your feed, I really want to thank you for sticking around with us, for keeping us in your mind, keeping us kind of in your suggestions, and kind of wanting to still watch us even after not tuning in for a little bit. If
That's
you
real
are-
fandom, by the way.
That is real fandom.
Yeah.
And like genuinely, it is very much appreciated, and there are big things coming over the next 3 months. Trust me. If you're watching on YouTube, be sure to like, subscribe, do all those YouTube things. If you're listening on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts, give us a little 5-star rating and let us know your favorite Winter Olympic sport.
Oh.
It came to me there. It came to me. On that note, ladies and gentlemen, it has been myself, Julian, and Antoine, European champion Antoine.
Hopefully.
Did I forget to say that at the beginning of the episode?
Are you going to stop saying it once we get eliminated? If we do?
Once there's a new European
Okay,
champion.
perfect. Then we're good for a little longer.
Why did I say that? Anyways, so you have 3 months left, buddy. On that note, ladies and gentlemen, we will see you all in a couple of days.
We out.
See ya.